Welcome to another episode of the MC Grammar Show with me, Mr. M, aka MC Grammar. Today we're learning all about the passive and active voice. First, let's listen to the song.
Passive, active, let me tell you the difference. Because passive and active, our voice is on a mission. Yo, in an active voice, there's only one choice. The subject performs the action. And by sticking the subject at the start of the sentence, the object goes at the end. True, but what about passive? Well, if something is passive, the subject has something done to it. And that is exactly what you need to know. So remember all this info. And for the passive voice, remember OS, the object and the subject. It's about experience, not performance. And now you understand me. Passive, active, let me tell you the difference. Because passive and active, our voice is on a mission. Passive, active, let me tell you the difference. Because passive and active, our voice is on a mission.
So what does passive and active mean? Well, we're going to break it down by using the song lyrics. So let's get stuck in and take it to the board. The song kicks off with, in the active voice, there's only one choice. The subject performs the action. And by sticking the subject at the start of the sentence, the object goes at the end. So we know active voice, very direct. Straight away, the subject is at the start of the sentence. It's performing the action on the object. Like this example here, MC Grammar picked up the microphone. We've got that S.O in brackets to remind us, subject, object. MC Grammar, the subject. He's picking up the microphone. He's performing the action on that object, the microphone. So active sentences are active, direct. They tell you straight away who the subject is that's performing the action on the object. Let's move on to passive now. What about passive? Well, the song goes, when something is passive, the subject has something done to it. Now, we're going to be working with moving an active sentence or transforming it into a passive one. So we're going to switch things around. We're going to take the subject, the original subject, and move it to the end now, bring the object to the top. Like this, the microphone was picked up by MC Grammar. So often when you see was, were, and is in a lot of your writing, you might think to yourself, I've got too many passive sentences right there. Okay, when you see some of these clues. I might want to switch it up and have a mix of active and passive voice in my writing. Now, why would you use the passive voice? Well, for example, let's look at this example here. We can get rid of MC Grammar and it says, the microphone was picked up. We've got rid of MC Grammar now. Okay, it's gone. By who? We don't have that information. The sentence is passive. Why would you use it? Well, it might be a crime report. The bikes were stolen. Or if, almost as a safety net, some people say mistakes were made. They're not admitting liability that they made a mistake, but it should be really mistakes were made by, and we know who it is. So passive sentences and active sentences have different uses in your writing. Remember that. Speaking of writing, we're now going to go to the mic check. You ready? Let's go. And here's the mic check task. What do you have to do? Well, we have 6 sentences there about this picture. Your task is to decide if the sentence is a passive sentence or an active sentence. Is it using the passive voice or the active voice? It's up to you. Try and remember the rules we discussed earlier when we broke down. Take it to the board section, or you could use the knowledge from the song. I'm going to disappear. You're going to have about 1 minute to do this task. You don't have to write the whole word, just put P or A. It's up to you now to decide passive or active voice. Off you go. And here are the answers. So the first one have got there, he writes on the tree. So he, we've got the pronoun he, writes on the tree. The subject is performing the action, therefore it's active sentence. The pen was picked up by who? It's a mystery, okay? That's our passive there, remember the clue earlier. The bark was stripped back by him. So he was the person performing the action. He's at the end of the sentence, which makes it a passive sentence. We've got his tired feet dragged through the grass. Feet are dragging through the grass. Well done, active. And we've got above, a lonely bird sings a song. So the bird is singing the song, performing the action, the subject, therefore it's active. And the last one, every tree has been scribbled on. Again, we don't know by who. It could be it is some form of crime here, vandalism maybe. We don't know who did it, therefore it's a passive sentence. They've left out that information. We don't know who the subject is, who's doing it. Mystery, yeah? Remember that, it's a good top tip to remember those passive sentences. Right, I think you're ready for the showtime task. Let's go.
It's showtime.
The showtime task, your opportunity to showcase all that you have learned in this lesson about passive and active voices. So we have a paragraph here with highlights and also a picture. The paragraph reads, "The wistful witch held the rod and gazed at the horizon. The boat was given to her by her grandma, a parting gift. And now she was the one falling apart. Why? Her only hamper of food was stolen yesterday by a crew of cunning pirates. Now she had no food and no hope. Just her cat, Terry. They both needed a meal desperately. Just then, Terry spotted a flying fish. Their lucky day." Now you notice we have highlights there. Why? Because we've got a variety of voices in those sentences. Can you guess? Yes, passive and active. Your task is to try and flip them around. So if you come across an active sentence, can you change it to a passive sentence? If you come across a passive voice sentence, can you change it to an active voice sentence? Now remember, as you are shifting them, it doesn't mean it's the right thing to do because they have a purpose. For example, active voice sentences are more direct, whereas the passive one leaves some information missing often, yeah, about that mystery or what we don't know, for example, and used in formal language as well. So remember that, it doesn't always mean just because you've got the skill that it's the right thing to do. You obviously have to think about the context as well. But on this occasion, we're just seeing if you can manipulate passive to active, active to passive. Right, enough chat from me. You've got about 2 minutes to have a go at this task and then we'll have a look at the answers. Off you go. And here are the answers. So you can see here that I have manipulated the passive to active, the active to passive. Now, it doesn't mean they're 100% correct. You might have slightly different sentences. What we're looking for here is that you know how to change active to passive, passive to active. But always remember the context when you're actually writing yourself. Cool? And again, if you need more time, pause this because we're going to move on, but you can pause it to give yourself more space for your learning, or go back on the lesson or learn the song again. The song will help you because you can remember the lyrics. So when someone asks you, what does passive active voice means? You're going to go passive, active. I can tell you the difference. It's going to be in there forever. Cool? Yes? Brilliant. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed the lesson. If you did, please do like and subscribe. We value your opinion. It really helps our channel grow and we want to continue making content for you. Speaking of content, if you want to share your content with us, you know how to get in touch on the socials via email, first of all, hello@mcgrammarshow.com with your parent or guardian's permission, or via the other socials at Mr. MC Grammar. We have a cool new website now as well. That's www.mrmcgrammar.com. Check it out. There's even a secret zone you can visit with a competition. Can you find it? Let's find out. Right, we're gonna finish the lesson now the way we started with the music. Thanks for tuning in. This is the passive active song. See you later.
Passive, active. Let me tell you the difference, because passive and active, our voice is on a mission. Yo, in the active voice, there's only one choice. The subject performs the action. And by sticking the subject at the start of the sentence, the object goes at the end. True, but what about passive? Well, if something is passive, the subject has something done to it. And that is exactly what you need to know. So remember all this info. And for the passive voice, remember OS. The object then the subject. It's about experience, not performance. And now you understand me. Passive, active. Let me tell you the difference, because passive and active, our voice is on a mission. Passive, active. Let me tell you the difference, because passive and active, our voice is on a mission.